friends, this is Becca with Beautiful Mess Plans, and I'm here to give you a planner update. So it has been over a month since I have filmed and posted any videos. I needed the break, and it was nice to have the break, and I've done some thinking about, where do I go from here? What am I wanting as far as YouTube stuff? And we'll talk about that. But for now, here's a new video. Yay! So I'm going to give you a planner update, and we'll do some flips of September and October. So yeah, let's just jump into it. So I'm still using my B6 Sterling Ink common planner, and this is the larger size. It barely fits in this. This is a Motrum cover. It's just black. Nothing fancy. And let's flip to September. So I was definitely getting a little bit worn out. I didn't even go back and highlight the stuff that I added. But sorry if there's a little bit of noise or a little bit of a breeze on my page. I have my window open because weirdly enough, it's supposed to be in the 60s today. Anyway, I was getting a little bit burnt out, but, and I didn't love the September Cocoa Daisy theme. And I will say that I no longer am getting Cocoa Daisy. I used it off and on in October, but not very much. I hardly at all, honestly, because it was mostly just leaves and pumpkins, and it was, I don't know, I was very meh about it. But I did use it in September, so as you can see here. And then we'll go ahead and look at October. This is actually stuff from the Rosy Life September kit, and I used it in October. And I love it. And I didn't do the highlight because I don't know, didn't feel like doing it. How I want to continue to do my monthlies moving forward, I don't know. We'll figure it out. But let's flip to the weeks and fill you in on what you missed. So all of September, or for most of September at least, I do have Plan With Me's on these spreads. So you'll have seen the original, putting everything down, but not necessarily how I used it. So this was first week of September, and I don't remember much. It was busy. I was filling it out. I wrote a lot of things down, at least, I gave myself some notes, and, here I wrote down what I wanted to buy and things like that. And then second week of September, still using Cocoa Daisy. Still actually did a lot of writing, a lot of notes to myself again, things like that. And then I didn't use it. And this was about when I decided that I needed a break, I think. Yeah, this is when I decided that I needed a break. And I think this is the last one you guys saw. And I love the books, but I didn't open my planner. I was just done. I actually had even thought about not even using a planner at all, but I know my brain, I have to write stuff down. But yeah, it was just one of those weeks. And then this was my first one I did by myself. These are actually really old Happy Planner stickers from a fall book. I just thought they were cute. It was really that simple. Just something different, something cute. I was tired of the Cocoa Daisy stuff, and I don't know, felt fall, felt cute. And then getting into October, I used, again, the Cocoa Daisy, no, the Rosy Life September stuff that I had bought separately. And I just thought it was really cute. I tried this pen. This marker actually bled through. I actually whited it out on this side because it bothered me. Same with on this one. So I was kind of figuring out, I don't love how this came out, but I was also trying to figure out, how do I want to use this stuff? What am I, just different. I've been using Cocoa Daisy for 2 to 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years. So it's that's a long time to use the same thing and have the same formula. So to switch it up was a little intimidating. I did it again, and I liked this one much better. Made my own boxes. And yeah. And then this was my daughter's birthday. I officially have a teenager. I don't know how. I don't understand it, but there you have it. And her favorite Disney princess is Jasmine. So she picked out what my theme was going to be, more or less. And yeah, and her favorite color is purple. So yeah, but this was her birthday. So that's why in the middle of like all the fall and like the moody vibes, you have Princess Jasmine. But I was kind of back into using my planner again and feeling excited about it. So yeah. And then again, this is from a Happy Planner book. These I had used most of these cat stickers from that Happy Planner fall book. This is just what I had left, and I love cats. Cats are my favorite. I'm a cat person. And yeah, and as you can see, I started using it again. I was writing stuff down. I was using it, and I was feeling really good about it. And then this is this last week for Halloween. This is Coco Daisy Halloween kit. I did use this stuff. I decorated this at the same time as my youngest was using. I let her kind of go to town on what I had left of the Halloween Coco Daisy stickers, because otherwise they'll just sit there unused, and she had a blast. So we were doing together. She was decorating a journal page and I was doing this. So anyway, let's see. Let's get to books. So September, I need to print out a couple book covers, but when I only have a couple, I kind of wait and try to do a bunch at once, so I'm not just using a bunch of paper. I didn't really love, I stopped using this. I just didn't. I don't think I'm going to do the calendars into next year like this. I just don't know that this information is useful to me, and I don't know. I think I'm just going to drop it. But I read 7 books. 3 of them were physical, 4 were audio. 1,075 pages read, 21 hours and 25 minutes. And my favorite book of the month was The Night and the Moth. I know that technically these have higher stars. These I have read before. So, and I have my own rule that my favorite book of the month cannot be a book that I'm rereading, because technically I've already read it and I already know about it. These I really enjoyed, but they were just part of a series, and this was just brand new. So I enjoyed it. And then in October, I did 9 books, and one of them was physical. That was it. I was not reading very much at all this month. I did try using the calendar again, and then I was like, no, I'm done. And then the 8 of them were audiobooks. I read only 355 pages because I only read the one physical book, but I listened to 38 hours and 28 minutes. And keep in mind, I actually listen to, I don't write down like the amount that the book is, and it's in, like, if it says it's a 10-hour book, I write down how long it took me to listen to the book, and I listen at 2 times the speed. So technically, I guess it would be longer if I was listening to it at normal speed. But this is how long I devoted of my time to listening, because I listened to them faster. And my favorite book of the month was Shades of Truth. I only read, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 out of the 9 books I've read before. I just haven't been in much of a mood to, I don't know, read new things. These were part of a series, the last 2 books in the series. So, but I wanted to reread the Veronica Speedwell, and I decided to listen to them this time around, and I love them. Like, I love the books. I own the books. They're a favorite book of mine, favorite series of mine, but it's been really fun to listen to it because it's just such a different experience. And then I've been rereading the Wexford and Sloan. It's just taking me a lot longer because I haven't been sitting down to read. So yeah, that is my everyday carry planner. As far as shop is related, I have been using this little day designer. So this has been working really well for me. I am switching it up. I know I've only had this for a little bit. Well, you don't know this, but I know this for a little bit, but I have a new plan for 2026. So, but this is my shop related things that I've been using. Okay, let's do this one. So I, for a while, was doing like fitness and health stuff in the back of this. And then I decided I wanted a little bit more structure, and it wasn't just tracking fitness stuff. I wanted to track some health stuff as well. So I, in the past, have used a Hobonichi Weeks to do that. but I didn't want to buy a Hobonichi Weeks just for the last couple months of the year. So I found in my stash this tiny little Hobonichi notebook. It is slightly smaller than a Hobonichi Weeks, but it's the same basic idea. So what I have done is I still haven't quite figured out how I want to use the monthly, and that includes into 2026, but I drew them out. And then I have kind of played with the layouts a little bit. So originally I did this exactly how I did it a couple years ago when I had a Hobonichi Weeks. I was using it as this, where I had the weather, my mood, and these are posy moods that are from my shop. And then basically wrote about how I was feeling, that kind of corresponds with the mood. I had my workout that I did, and then like a little snippet about it. And then down here I did like a recap. And so I did that. I didn't really work out this week. I will tell you, workout has been a lot of touch and go. I haven't been consistent, and there's a lot of reasons behind that I'm not going to go into, but it just is what it is. But it was working really well, and I did this for a couple of weeks, and then I decided that I did want to switch it up. So I tried this layout where I still did the weather, but instead of my mood, I decided I was going to do a high and a low for the day. So I wrote down what my high was for the day, what was my low for the day. I put my workouts here, but no more information than that. I did a little habit tracker, and I was tracking skincare, specifically PM skincare. I'm really bad at the end of the day about go wash your face. Like, I don't wear makeup, so that's not a thing I worry about. Like, I gotta wash my makeup off. I just am real bad about going and doing skincare. Drinking at least one full water bottle, reading, and then this little computer symbolizes my writing. So, and these may vary some, but for now, this is what I got. And then I just did a gratitude section. So just basically a one line a day, where I just wrote, like, I'm thankful for the cooler weather finally. And that was for Monday. The next line is for the next day. So it was just like something simple to keep it really simple. And I liked that a lot. So I moved that over to the next week. And this is Halloween week. And I did not fill out over the weekend. I don't know if you've ever had kids during Halloween, but it's exhausting. And I just didn't come back to this, and that's okay. I did the first little chunk of the week, and that was it. So, and I have not, today is currently Monday, so I haven't decorated it at all for this week. So I think I'm probably going to stick with this format. I'm still kind of playing with it to see what I like, but for now, this is working. That is the bell. So I've also been using this B6 Compact Full Year Common Planner, and it's the smaller size. I had actually originally, you've seen this before, because I actually originally used this, well, you've seen this before if you follow along with my shop Instagram, because I've been using, I was using this for a long time for just like journaling and laying out and all that. And then since, let's see, June, I've been using it for like basically how my day went. So using my posy stickers and, you know, decorating it this way. And I just used some deco stickers, and yeah. So that's what I've been using this for. In September, I was doing like one big thing for the day, but that felt very repetitive. So obviously I stopped on the 21st. And then this in October, I did my picture a day in here. And I really like this a lot because I think this is something that will move forward, because I have decided to stop my 5-year journal because it felt so repetitive. I have my personal journal that I write in every single day that nobody sees, nobody reads kind of thing. And I would write about my day in it. And then I had this where I was writing down, I was putting down, you know, like what I did that day. And then I also had like the actual plans that I was doing. It was too much, and I just wasn't loving it. And so I have set it aside. But I do love to put my pictures somewhere. So I didn't take a lot of pictures in October, but the ones I did take, this is a great place to put them. And that's what I'm going to do, I think, for the last few months. So yeah, so it's like my son and I, my son is my middle child. So I have an older girl and I have a younger girl. And then I have my son smack in the middle. This particular day, and we don't get a lot of time, just the two of us, because he's in the middle. This particular day, my oldest was at something for theater and my youngest was at a play date, and it was just the two of us. And so I snapped a picture because it's very rarely the two of us. I got a new rug. We celebrated my daughter's birthday. This is her actual birthday. My cat was doing something weird. And our first hot chocolate Friday of the school year, it had taken us a while. The weather hadn't really cooled down at all. We discovered, I had put blankets on the underside of our coffee table, and we discovered that my cat likes to sleep on them. And we didn't know she was under there because she just kind of quietly snuck under there to lay on the blanket. And this is my youngest, and we snapped a picture and she wanted to pose like that. But it's a great place for my cat, actually, because she is 17 years old. So moving around is a little bit tough on her, but she doesn't have to jump, but she can still lay on a soft blanket. We carved our pumpkins, and then Halloween. My oldest was, we'll talk about this in another place, but my oldest was Red from the Descendants, one of the Descendants movie. My son was an Ender Dragon, and then my youngest was Princess in Black, which is a book character. Very niche. But this is how these spreads turn out. And because I don't use my posies a lot in my planner, this is a fun way for me to be able to use them and kind of remember what we did for a day. So these are obviously Mickey Mouse stickers. These are from a Happy Planner book. And yeah, and then these are really old. I want to say the Primrose Corner, is that what it's called? Really old stickers from her. And sometimes when it's like, we did Survivor City this day, I didn't write down like what we did at Survivor City. I just wrote down like, this is what we went for. This is what, we met my family there, yada, yada, just a little bit about it instead of like using a lot of stickers. And these are from my shop. These are just washi tapes that I had. Again, Happy Planner, felt very fall, very busy, but it's cute. I was trying to use up stickers, honestly. These are in my shop. This set is a journaling kit called Fallen Apples. And again, like I went on a field trip with my son for most of the day. And so that's basically what I did. So I just kind of wrote about it there. And some more Happy Planner stickers, using them up. It's also a great way to use up stickers. So this is another use up. I don't remember the shop name. I'm going to be honest with you. They're really old. I've had them a long time. I don't love them. But again, my daughter's birthday, she does love Harry Potter. It works. And then these are some old, like actual old school style box planner kit that I had like leftovers of. Again, don't remember the shop at this point, but yeah. And then this is the last week that I just did, which was this stickers from a journaling kit in my shop called Cozy Haunts. And I was using it up because I used a lot of these stickers in my journal and I had some left over. So I was just using it here. So using this, and I'm really loving this. It's been fun. I did planning like this for a very long time, and you'll actually maybe see some older videos of this kind of planning. But I have a few years worth of these kind of planners. And at some point, I guess if you guys are really interested, we can go through like old school planner me, which I used to bullet journal. I used to do like the planner kits and memory keeping like this. But I've been doing this and I've been loving it. And then last, I think, this is my A5 Stalogy, and it is a memory. I'm using it as a memory keeping. I got there. So this is September. My daughter got her braces off. So this was like her before. This is the day she got her braces on. And then what her teeth look now. And they look great. And that was early September. And I did purple because she loves purple. And let's see. Then we went to Harvest Fest down at Silver City in September. We met my whole family there, and it was warm. We did water rides. Did not feel like Harvest Fest at all, but we had a blast anyway. And then let's see. We went to the Renaissance Festival, Renfest, kind of hard to see on that. I learned that I'm not a Renaissance Festival person. Maybe if I didn't have the kids and I could wander around and look inside the shops and, I don't know, go at a different pace than, I don't know. We tried it. I don't know, this for us. But we did that. Again, it was super hot, not fun. We met my parents there. And then it was my daughter's birthday. And this is a little panda napkin that I got for her. She loves pandas. Panda's her favorite animal. So I just put it in there. She turned 13. Did I spell 13 right? So we celebrated on 2 different days. We actually celebrated with my husband's family. I think that's up here. And then we celebrate on their actual birthday, and my parents were here on her actual birthday, which was like a Wednesday. But that day was a little bit of madness because it was a Wednesday. They had school, but it was only a half day. And then she had a doctor's appointment at 2:30. So my parents had come to hang out with my little two, so I didn't have to take them. And then we rushed home and we did presents, and she wanted Freddy's, and we did cake. And then my husband and I rushed off to go do conferences for her because that was the day that they had the big conferences. So we rushed off to go do that, which was the main reason why my parents were there, so that we didn't have to take them. But at least my kids got to stay up later because they didn't have school the next day. So a little bit of a chaotic birthday, but we made it. And then we carved pumpkins. Not everyone carves pumpkins, but we carved pumpkins. I did it as a kid. And then my husband and I just continued the tradition, and we've been doing it since we were together, like engaged, like early on. So we carved pumpkins. It was like a Tuesday night because we don't want to carve them too early because we want them to be usable. And I have like little pumpkin lights that actually, because I don't love using candles because a lot of kids jumping up and down. I don't want to actually like have one of them knock the pumpkin. So I have little pumpkin lights, and they're great because they actually kind of flicker almost like it is a candle. So they're pretty cool. And I always take a picture with everybody with their pumpkin. And this is them all lit up. I didn't take this picture until Halloween because I realized I forgot to take a picture of the pumpkins all lit up. So that's why there's a candy bowl sitting there, because how Halloween works in our neighborhood, at least, because it's such a young neighborhood, for the most part, I mean, not all houses, but for the most part, there's a lot of people that actually just put their candy bowl outside on their front porch, put a little sign that says, "Take 2, Happy Halloween." And that's how you trick or treat. And there's still a lot of people that answer their doors and whatnot, but that way, like, both parents can go trick or treating, and there's still plenty of houses for kids to go to. And it's like, our neighborhood is like this stereotypical, like if you watched a Halloween movie and there's just kids everywhere, like Hocus Pocus, and there's just kids everywhere. That's how it is in our neighborhood, which is a lot of fun. It is such a fun atmosphere. So our candy bowl was on our front porch, and yeah, but I was like, I gotta take a picture of the pumpkins all lit up. So that is our carving pumpkins, and this is Halloween. So it was a pretty nice, I wore a coat, hat, and gloves because it was a little bit chilly, but it wasn't too bad. I layered them all up under their costumes so they could stay warmer. And we were out for a little bit over an hour, and then we came back, and tradition states that we watch Hocus Pocus. We ate chili and cornbread before we left because that's also tradition. We have to eat chili and cornbread. And then we went trick-or-treating, and then we came back, and they got to eat some candy. We watched Hocus Pocus, and then bed. And the great part was it was on Fridays, so we didn't have to worry about, like, we gotta go take showers, we gotta do this, we gotta kind of hustle to do everything. That's the great part about Halloween being on the weekend. So anyway, it was a good Halloween. So yeah, that's what I got in there, and I think that covers it. So moving forward, my plan. I think I'm aiming for like a video a week. Now, around the holidays, there's probably going to be less because, or none at all during certain weeks, because I don't want to pre-film. I don't want to stress myself out. I don't want to, I get busy. The shop gets busier. Life gets busier. We have a lot of birthdays and just, there's a lot. So during the like Thanksgiving week and maybe the week following that, like there may not be as many videos or any videos at all, but my goal is one video a week. And I think right now I want to put it up on Thursdays. I don't know. My thought is Thursdays. But that could change. But for now, I think like this video is going to be up on a Thursday. If you have a opinion about it, I would love to hear it. But my goal is like one video a week. There'll be some plan with me's. Not every week's gonna have a plan with me. There's gonna be videos like this. There's gonna be, I think next week I have planned the 2026 lineup. So talking about, yep, I'm looking at my little thing off screen. Next week I'm going to film my 2026 lineup, and I have a day in the life planned. I have some stuff kind of planned out, but I just kind of want to set your expectation. Most of the time there'll be probably one video a week, and kind of a mix of things, all pretty much planner and journal related, unless there's something else that you want to see. But yeah, that is what I have. So I'm gonna go. I have work to do. And I have things to take care of. But it's good to be back, and I thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.